right? And then I guess moving on to Ravens versus the 49ers here in San Francisco or this Bay Area. Looks like the 49ers are 5.5 point favorites. Pete, who do you got here?
Oh man, that's this feels like the matchup of the unstoppable force meets the immovable object. I believe they're both 10-win teams right now, or 11-win teams. San Francisco, they had a rough patch there earlier in the season. I believe they lost 3 games in a row. But since then, they've been unstoppable. Brock Purdy is an MVP favorite right now, and I never would have guessed that a year ago or even 6 weeks ago. Um, Christian McCaffrey has just been unstoppable. It just really feels like this year is the one for the 49ers. Feels like for the last 5, 6 years, they've been right there, right on the cusp of a Super Bowl victory, and this year it feels like there's really no one who can stop them. If it's anyone, it could be the Ravens, though. This is another one where it could be a Super Bowl preview, or a Super Bowl rematch of the 2012 Super Bowl when it was the Niners and Ravens back then. Um, but for this matchup, I'm gonna go with the Niners. Give them the victory here. The Ravens will make it interesting, entertaining. But I'm gonna side with the Niners.
That's a great pick. I'm going to side with the Ravens here. I mean,
All
no,
right.
to your point, though, we could definitely talk about Brock Purdy, but yeah, the team's been playing really well with, healthy Debo and Williams there at the left tackle. But, I'm going to go on a limb. I think this Ravens team, the defense, it's going to bring some pressure over there. Going to be able to get to Brock Purdy, shake him up a little bit, I think. And then, Lamar. He's 18-1 and starts against the NFC. 18-1. So I'm kind of bank a little, albeit those 19 starts right there. They weren't against this 49ers team, which is like, probably the best roster,
Right.
yeah, in all of football. But Ravens are also 11-3 as underdogs against the spread past 3 years. So I'm probably gonna bet at least against the spread there at 5.5. But then yeah. I'm still going to see the Ravens. I think they're going to win. I think they'll pull off this road victory. It'll be nuts, but like you were mentioning, this is kind of like another Super Bowl matchup here.
Definitely.
Yeah. Do you see McCaffrey as more of the MVP, do you think? Or are you like, Brock Purdy, he's the guy. He ought to be MVP there.
I've been kind of leaning towards Tyreek Hill actually as my preferred MVP candidate. Frankly, I'm just sick of seeing quarterbacks win the award. If you're always gonna give it to a quarterback, just call it the best quarterback award. Um, Now, if Tyreek has to miss a couple more games, obviously he's probably not going to have the stats to justify the award. Christian McCaffrey, CMC. Um, I'm not sure why he's not the favorite right now, frankly, just because he's not a quarterback, but I think if you take him off the team, I think the team suffers far more than if you had removed Brock Purdy. So if you're talking about the most valuable player, I think it just makes sense then it's Christian McCaffrey and not necessarily Brock Purdy. Not taking away from him, he's doing fantastic work. But I feel like CMC is a bit more irreplaceable to that team than Brock Purdy is right now.
Yeah, for sure. And I agree with you on Tyreek. I think earlier episodes, I think I've talked about Tyreek. He ought to win MVP. Just the game planning and everything that they're able to do on the, on for that offense that's been record breaking. Like, taking the two safeties out of the box there. That's good. That's going to open things up, I think, for the running game. So, and then, but to your point, like Brock Purdy played, he didn't play that well when he didn't have, his starting left tackle and wide out there. So, and they lost
Right,
those three,
right.
yeah, 3 games in a row, I feel like. And so it's like, how can you give, I don't know, can I really give the MVP to that player when he has to have, it seems like every single player on that awesome roster available?
Right. And again, not to take away from what he's doing, it just does feel kind of like he's not the central cog to that machine. And I am a little biased, I'll admit, because like I said, I kind of want to see a non-quarterback finally win that award. But if anyone else is going to win it, if it's going to be a quarterback, it's probably Brock Purdy at this point.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of have to agree. I mean, I've thought about Dak Prescott a little bit, just because I think he's provided good numbers, and but at the same time, if you're going to compare and everything, like Brock Purdy's numbers are pretty spectacular too, what he's able to do there. But yeah. But then it's like if you take Dak Prescott and put him in there with the 49ers, like I feel like he would have better numbers and just obliterate everybody.